Hey, welcome to Board Game. Today we are showing off Games Workshop's latest board game. This is Warhammer Underworlds Shadespire. Now this is set obviously in the world of Warhammer, Games Workshop's fantasy miniature game world. And here we've got two teams ready to battle it out. We've got the Liberators versus Khorne's Blood Reavers. Basically the good guys representing the Emperor and all that's holy, and then the evil Khorne who just wants blood for the blood god. So Shadespire is a hexagonal game system board game where you take warbands and battle it out. Not all the time will things be even as far as numbers. Of course, we've got 3 members of the Liberators versus 5 Blood Reavers, but because of numbers, things, tend to go a little bit different as far as cards and how every team plays. Basically, the game is played in 3 phases with 4 segments of each phase. Basically, the phases winds up, you go through and decide activating a character as to what you want to do. You can have them move, you can have them attack, you could have them charge, you could have them stand on guard. Obviously, move is really simple. You just move your model around. Attacking, you obviously generally need to be near somebody, and stand on guard is basically you're just going defensive and do a little bit better. Now, what's interesting about this game is there is a deck building component. Now, there's 2 decks to each team. The first deck is kind of like your goals, basically what you're going to score points on and what you should be doing. That's where we see these in the gold-backed cards. These are using the sleeves that Games Workshop has, because, we like to keep our cards nice and safe. Now, completing a task after each phase, you score, and it'll tell you how many points you score at the bottom. So this task here is awe-inspiring. Score this immediately if your warband has taken 2 or more fighters out of action this phase. Now, you would score a point for that. Here's another one that's really simple, is Hold Objective. That scores you 1 point. So this is Hold Objective 3. So Objective 3 is right here. So playing through this game, we're going to have the Liberators go first. Now, really simple, since we can also basically score a point really easily. We're going to go through and just move that model right there, guaranteeing that we have scored the point. Now, as far as stats for these models, we can see everything on the cards. First is their weapons stats. That gives you the distance of the weapon, how many dice you roll to attack, how many damage. We've got movement, what the defense is, and how many wounds the character has. Now, what's also really interesting is that based on certain characteristics, these cards can flip over and basically go Super Saiyan and get more powerful. Now, these Liberators, if this fighter rolls a shield or, a POW symbol, whatever you want to call it, when the target of an attack, you're going to wind up flipping this over and the character is going to get even better to play with. So sometimes you want to actually get attacked and do things. So now this character has moved. We're going to go and put a token to indicate the character's moved, to know that we shouldn't do any more movement for that character. They generally can do 1 movement, 1 charge, and multiple attacks rounds. That's a nice way to keep track of everything. So since the Liberators move, it's going to be Khorne's turn, and Khorne's objectives are, we've got score this at the end phase if no fighter is holding an objective. Well, that's not going to happen. Score this at the end phase if at least 1 fighter from each warband is out. So in that case, you'd want one of your own people to die. And then score this at the end phase if your warband took an enemy leader out in the preceding action phase. So basically, we're doing a lot of attacking. So we're going to have this guy here. This will be, that's looking Karsus the Chained. He's going to go and charge the Liberator leader. Moving 2, we can see he moves 4, so he's on that, but he's going to charge and attack to go and fight the leader. So we're going to go put a token to make sure that we know that he is charged and attack. Now, Karsus goes and he will attack using this stat. So we've got 3 attack dice. There we go. There we go. 3 attack dice. And he's looking for that X symbol to hit. Now, Karsus has not hit with anything. He's failed. He's got the hammers, but does not have the crossbones, or cross swords, whatever you want to call it. Now, each character will hit on a different thing. So, for instance, Garrick Gorebred hits on the hammer. So, if Garrick Gorebred was actually hitting, he would have hit twice. So, Cassius completely whiffs and fails to do anything. But what he has done is pissed off Severin Steelheart, who's just going to stand there and attack back because, well, he's right there and he might as well. So Severin here has 2 attacks, and he hits with absolutely nothing as well. So both of these have used their turns. He needed the hammer, did not get the hammer, and he was standing right here and failed. So we're going to get some help here. Cassius is sitting in Carcius or whatever is sitting out in the open, but his leader Garrick is going to charge in to help. So 1, 2, 3 is the movement. Garrick has 4 movement, so quite good. This is going to be another charge. So let's attack, mark that down. But Garrick now has help with Cassius to attack. So he's getting 2 dice for the attack, and he hits with both of them. Now, since Cassius is there to help, if we rolled that die, that would have also counted a hit. Now, if you get 2 people to help you, if you roll that die, that also counts. So it's upping your chances to hit. Also noted on the die, if you roll that symbol, the POW symbol, exclamation point, whatever you want to call it, that is an automatic hit. So that's 2 hits on Severin Steelheart, who has 1 defense. So let's roll that. And he did defend, but we still have 1 hit through. So Severin's going to take, with the damage, 2 damage to mark down on the character. So he's got 4 wounds. He's quite fine right now. 4 now. But he's taking wounds, so maybe the Liberators want to help. So that's the second round here. We're going to have this Liberator move up, and we're not going to charge because we're going to attack this turn. Now, doing that way, we've done a couple things. We have cut off someone, another of Khorne's Blood Reavers being able to run in and attack, but also, you know, have helped when it comes to assisting in attacks later on and defense later on. So it comes down to Khorne's last turn, and 2, 3, 4. We're going to go and we're going to attempt to attack as well. This is Blooded Sarek, so he's going to attack twice. Blooded Sarek, he hits once. And then we get the defense of Steelheart. He gets a defense of 1. And he's going to defend. So 1 hit, 1 defense, nothing happens. That character is dead, done. And this is the end of the round, I believe. We've done everything. Or maybe we're 1 off. Yeah, we're 1 off. I think that's the 4th would be this one attacking, and then Garrick might attack again. Actually, he wouldn't be able to attack again because he charged. So that would end the phase, and at the point you'd then score up the objectives to see what happens. In this case, the objective, we held 1 objective, so the Liberators would get a point. The Blood Reavers have no objectives obtained, and they would end the phase. So it would be 1-0 after the first round. Now, where the deck building phase gets interesting is each warband also has a deck of cards. Now we've got ploys and we've got upgrades. Ploys, you can see they have a knife at the corner, and the upgrades have the cogs at the end. Now the upgrades, you go and you basically spend a point to be able to upgrade and make your characters better. So this one would be +1 damage to all attacks within range 1 or 2. We've got this one that allows you to do a reaction that's limited to Bright Shield. That allows this fighter and fails. This fighter cannot be driven back. That prevents that, and you get another one with +1 wounds. So these can really change the battle and change how your warband plays throughout. So before you even begin to play the game, you're going to want to build your deck that best fits your play style and also your strategies for playing out the game. Now the game gets even crazier when it comes to strategy because it's not just the figures. Each board is double-sided. The boards are a little bit different. You're able to move the boards in various ways to actually create really interesting game battlefields. For example, you don't have to go this way. You could do it really long. You could take one and put it long while this one's onto the side. You can make them off-center. Basically, you can create all kinds of interesting choke points and different ways to play the game. So Shadespire is a really interesting miniature game that kind of takes the familiar mechanics of Warhammer and Games Workshop's games and makes it into a board game setting that's really easy to get into and really easy to play. The miniatures themselves were fantastic to put together. No glue was needed. They snapped together easily and pretty quickly, and the game already has expansions coming out with a lot more planned down the road. It seems like it's going to be a really fun, pick-up, easy game that's going to play well when it comes to tournaments and leagues around the store. So if you've ever wanted to get into Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer miniature games as a whole, this is a nice, easy entry at $6 retail. You can obviously get it cheaper in various places, but you get all the figures you see here, all these cards, tokens, dice, and everything you need to play. Now, we're going to, of course, have more about Warhammer Underworld Shadespire on our site, Board Game Today, so you can go find out all the cool news, reviews, and more. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep rolling those die and get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Now, what you can do that would be really helpful is subscribe or visit our website. We've got links right here that makes this super easy. By subscribing, you will make sure to get further videos down the road. And of course, visiting the website, you get all the greatest news. But just watching, we really, really appreciate it. Until next time, keep rolling those dice and keep it geeky.